Welcome back to 6 and 6, where we cover 6 stories from around the world in 6 minutes or less. With that said, start your timer. We begin today with the Venezuelan parliament, who has suspended a session intending to investigate alleged U.S. cyber attacks targeting the nation's digital infrastructure. This decision reflects ongoing tensions between Venezuela and the United States, with the Venezuelan government claiming these cyber attacks are deliberate attempts to destabilize the country. The investigation into potential cyber threats has been temporarily halted, signaling the complex and fragile diplomatic relationships between the two nations. From Reuters, quote, "It's deeply concerning that we are witnessing attempts to disrupt our democratic processes and vital societal functions through malicious cyber activities allegedly originating from the U.S. This constant barrage of hostile actions weakens our infrastructure and sows distrust among our population," end quote. Next, we travel across the world to Namibia, where President Hage Geingob appointed Sarah, forgive me for this pronunciation, Kugango Elawa and Amindihila as the new Mines and Energy Minister, transitioning her from her previous role as Prime Minister. The strategic appointment aims to boost Namibia's mining and energy sectors, capitalizing on the country's significant mineral resources like uranium, lithium, and diamonds. Anamihala brings extensive economic leadership experience to drive sustainable resource development and enhance Namibia's global market positioning. From Reuters, quote, Ahmadhila assumes the minister role at a critical juncture for Namibia, which is striving to expand its influence in the global market through the development of its natural resources. Her leadership is expected to guide strategic initiatives that align with both domestic ambitions and international energy needs, end quote. Next, we travel to the Caribbean, where the Dominican Republic has extended U.S. anti-drug authorities access to Punta Cana International Airport through April 2025, continuing a long-standing cooperative effort to combat drug trafficking. This strategic location serves as a critical transition point where both countries collaborate to intercept narcos and enhance regional security. The ongoing partnership demonstrates a shared commitment to reducing a transnational organized crime in the Caribbean region. From Reuters, quote, "This is a vigilant effort where the Dominican authorities, alongside our U.S. counterparts, work diligently to ensure that the flow of narcos gets intercepted before entering or exiting the island," the Dominican Minister of Foreign Affairs said, end quote. And next, we travel across the Pacific to China, where China is experiencing a significant shift in its automotive market, with a surplus of gasoline-powered vehicles due to the rapid rise of electronic vehicles and their adoption. The excess supply is partly caused by new emission norms that render any traditional vehicles unsellable domestically. As a result, China is exporting these vehicles in large numbers, which is reshaping global automotive markets and their dynamics, potentially impacting international carbon emission profiles. From Reuters, quote, China's burgeoning electronic vehicle sector has put pressure on the domestic sales of gasoline-powered vehicles, leading to a surplus that the industry is offloading by boosting exports. Reuters analysts highlighting the market transformation driving the vehicle exports noted, end quote. Next, we travel on down to New Zealand, where their central bank has said on Tuesday that the top priority would remain keeping inflation low and stable. This comes after turbulence in the market over the course of the last 6 to 8 months. And we'll read one quote here from the beginning of the article. Quote, "New Zealand's new central bank governor said on Tuesday that the bank's top priority would remain keeping inflation low and stable while supporting economic growth, as she pledged greater transparency around the bank's monetary policy decisions." Anna Bremen, who took the helm of the Reserve Bank of New Zealand on Monday, told a parliamentary committee that maintaining price stability was critical to protect low-income families, end quote. And finally, we finished today in Europe, where a recent poll by Median indicates a tightening race between Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban's Fidesz party and the opposition United for Hungary alliance. Support for Fidesz has increased to 41 from 38, narrowing the gap with its opposition's 43%. This shift may be attributed to public perceptions of economic challenges and Orban's campaign promises addressing inflation and welfare provisions. From Reuters, quote, the polls show support for Orban's Fidesz at 41, up from 38. Political analysts suggest that the narrowing gap demonstrates the volatility of the current political climate in Hungary, end quote. And if you want to read any of today's articles, all of them will be linked in the description below the like and subscribe button. Also down there, you can find the podcast on Spotify, Podvine, as well as the Twitter handle at Your Daily Flip, where I post links to these episodes on Tuesday and Thursday, and the normal U.S. Focus podcast that comes out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So with all that said, there's only one more thing to say. Stay safe. Don't die.